Martell Holt's life continues to unravel in ways that even the most die-hard fans of Love and Marriage, Huntsville could not have predicted. The once confident, smooth-talking businessman who prided himself on having the perfect family and a thriving career is now entangled in one of the most explosive custody battles reality television has ever witnessed. And when you add in the drama surrounding the Revenge P-Court updates, the situation takes on an even darker, more complicated layer that has people shaking their heads in disbelief. This isn't just a storyline for TV anymore. This is real. Life playing out in courtrooms, on social media, and in front of an audience that has been following Martell and Melody's tumultuous journey for years. Today we're diving deep into the mess, the custody fight, the Revenge P drama, and what all of this means for Martell, Melody, and the children who are caught in the middle. Now, to understand how we got here, we have to rewind. Martell and Melody Holt were once the golden couple of Huntsville, the faces of Black excellence, and the stars that Carlos King held up as the perfect example of what love and marriage was all about. They had the beautiful home, the gorgeous children, the business ventures, and a marriage that looked unshakable from the outside. But fans quickly learned that behind that polished image, cracks were spreading. Martell's infidelity, which he tried to deny for years, eventually became the central scandal that not only broke apart his marriage, but also tarnished his reputation beyond repair. Melody walked away, stronger and wiser, but Martell has been fighting ever since to reclaim some piece of control, whether it be through co-parenting battles, public outbursts, or his latest obsession, gaining more custody of the children. Child custody case has been dragging out in the courts, and every new update makes it clear that Martell's tactics are not about the best interests of the kids, but about maintaining control and punishing Melody for leaving him. He has made repeated attempts to paint Melody as an unfit mother, hinting that her busy schedule, her career moves, and even her social life somehow make her incapable of caring for their children. But time and time again, Martell's arguments fall flat because the reality is this. Melody has been the backbone of that family since day one. She is the parent who provides stability, the one who shows up for school events, the one who ensures the children are safe, loved, and protected. Meanwhile, Martell continues to struggle with his own image, his own personal demons, and his inability to accept accountability for the chaos he created. And let's not forget, Martell has made this custody fight messier by intertwining it with the Revenge P Court updates. For those who aren't familiar, the Revenge P case represents the darker side of Martell's actions. The accusations, the whispers, and the legal fallout of choices that were never about love or family, but about power, ego, and manipulation. The connection between the custody battle and the Revenge P situation lies in Martell's inability to separate his personal grudges from his responsibilities as a father. Every time he steps into a courtroom, every time he files another motion, every time he drags Melody's name into the mud, it becomes less about protecting the kids and more about revenge. Fans noticed that just as court dates were approaching, Martell would often go on social media sprees, posting pictures, videos, and comments that seemed designed to sway public opinion or intimidate Melody. Remember those random late-night rants where he would bring up his side of the story without providing any real proof? Or the times he showcased his youngest son Knox, the child he shares with Arian Curry, in a way that looked less like fatherly love and more like an attempt to prove he's a devoted dad? It all ties back to this narrative Martell is trying to create, that he's the victim, that he's being unfairly treated, and that Melody somehow deserves the battles she's facing. But the public isn't buying it, and neither are the courts. Now here's where it gets even more complicated. Sources close to the situation have said that the court has ordered psychological evaluations for both Martell and Melody. While Melody reportedly had no issue complying, Martell's behavior around the evaluation has raised eyebrows. He has been resistant, defensive, and in some cases outright dismissive about the need for it. But fans are asking a very valid question. If you are truly fighting for your children and have nothing to hide, why would you be against a simple evaluation that could prove your capability as a parent? His hesitation only fuels speculation that Martell is afraid of what might come to light, whether it's his temper, his history of manipulation, or his ongoing issues with accountability. Meanwhile, Melody has carried herself with grace throughout this ordeal. While Martell is posting subliminal messages, showing up in court acting combative, and surrounding himself with people who enable his behavior, Melody is focused on her children and her career. She recently took the kids on a weekend trip to Tennessee, and fans speculated that this was her way of giving them joy and normalcy in the middle of all this chaos. The timing of that trip lined up suspiciously close to Martell's court date, which led many to believe that Melody already knew he was about to face another setback. And when you look at the bigger picture, it all makes sense. Melody has nothing to prove. Her actions speak louder than Martell's words. She is raising those kids, protecting their peace, and ensuring they know love despite the mess their father continues to create. But we can't talk about Martell without bringing Arian Curry into the mix. Arian, also known as the side chick during Martell's marriage to Melody, has become a recurring character in this ongoing drama. Even though she isn't directly involved in the custody battle, her presence looms large because of the child she shares with Martell. Many fans believe that Martell uses his relationship with Arian and Knox as a prop to prove he's a committed father, but in reality, it often backfires. Arian herself has taken to social media multiple times, calling Martell out for being inconsistent, manipulative, and selfish. When the woman who was once your biggest supporter is now publicly dragging you, it only further damages your credibility in the eyes of fans and possibly the courts. Destiny Payton's name has also been floating around this situation. Destiny, who has had her own issues on love and marriage. Huntsville has remained relatively quiet when it comes to Martell's custody battle, but her silence speaks volumes. Fans remember the days when she and Martell were thick as thieves, showing up for each other and defending each other's actions. But now, Destiny's absence in Martell's corner suggests that even she knows this is a losing battle. It's hard to publicly support a man who continuously puts himself in positions that damage his children and his reputation. Destiny has her own struggles, and perhaps distancing herself from Martell's mess is the smartest move she's made in years. And of course, we have to talk about Carlos King in all of this. Carlos has been accused repeatedly of exploiting Martell and Melody's real-life pain for ratings. Fans believe that Carlos creates fake storylines, edits scenes to manipulate narratives, and pushes the cast into situations that only fuel more drama. The custody battle and Revenge P updates may not have been created by Carlos, but the way they've been folded into the show makes it clear that he sees opportunity in Martell's downfall. Some fans are disgusted, saying enough is enough, and that children should not be part of reality TV storylines. Others argue that Martell himself put this out there by refusing to separate his personal life from his public image. Either way, Carlos